Yes, there is a very simple trick when it comes to brushing your teeth that can change your life. And since, of course, the future of your teeth and whether they will eventually fall out does not only depend on how often you go to the dentist or what you eat, but above all on your own ability to clean your teeth thoroughly, I want to show you this trick. There is an area between the teeth that some people just can't manage to clean properly. Ideally, you would have a dental hygienist who shows you exactly how to clean between your teeth, how to use your toothbrush, and how to reach those hard-to-access spots. And keep in mind that over the course of your life, your gums will naturally change, your teeth will change, and accordingly, your brushing technique will also need to be adjusted. So you can't get through your whole life just using the classic red to white brushing technique. But there is one thing that is so simple, really everyone should know it. And from now on, you can start paying attention to whether you do it this way or if there's still room for improvement. And for this purpose, I've brought along a really great model to show you. I just have to be careful with the camera now, and I've got a great toothbrush here too. To make sure it's in focus, I have to kind of hide my face a bit behind it. So don't be surprised if I make a funny face in a moment. Now, here's what it's about. It's about a dirty triangle. That's this right here. So you see two teeth next to each other here, and you can see quite a lot of plaque on the tooth surface. And you can also see that the gum in this triangle here is red. And right next to it, everything is perfectly fine. Yes, so the other tooth surfaces are all perfectly clean. The gums are healthy, they're light pink. But right here in this area between the teeth, there's dirt, there's plaque, and there's inflammation and maybe even cavities. Another question is, which tool should be used to clean exactly this area? Is it the toothbrush, or is it dental floss, or the interdental brush? So, and as we always say, the toothbrush alone isn't enough. Toothbrushes can't reach every corner, which is why you need to clean between your teeth. But of course, toothbrushes can still be used in different ways. Yes, and depending on the technique you use to brush your teeth, you'll reach deeper or less deep into the spaces between your teeth. And the deposits you just saw here, especially the dirt between the teeth, you can definitely remove with a toothbrush if you use the right technique. And I'm going to show you that now. So if you look at our nice model, this triangle I just showed you, this dirty triangle always forms when you simply place the toothbrush straight against your teeth. So if you position the toothbrush like this, and many people do this, and then scrub, then you might see this triangle. I hope you can see that. And now the question is, how do you get that clean? So if you just place the toothbrush like this and scrub over it, you won't get it clean. That's clear to you. So why is that? For one thing, you have a manual toothbrush, and you have to make some kind of movement with it for anything to happen. So you probably make this kind of motion, but that's not particularly helpful. So the first thing you should do is use an electric toothbrush, because an electric toothbrush does the following. It doesn't make big movements, it makes very small micro movements. And that applies whether you have an Oral-B or a sonic hair. Yes, one rotates back and forth a bit, the other vibrates just a little. So that alone would already be much better and much more efficient. In fact, any electric toothbrush is miles more efficient than a manual toothbrush. I know there are still fans of manual toothbrushes, but really think about it. After all, you also have a washing machine and a vacuum cleaner at home, and you don't sweep or wash things by hand anymore. So why not also use electric efficiency boosters when it comes to your toothbrush? But if you just hold the toothbrush over your teeth like this, even if it's electricity, won't do you much good either. Yes, it just vibrates back and forth a little. What you should do now is take the toothbrush and hold it at a 45-degree angle. That means you now have a 45-degree angle so that half of the bristles are on your teeth and the other half are on your gums. And it's not about massaging the gums, but rather about allowing the bristles to get into the spaces between the teeth. Pay attention to what happens. You can probably already see it quite well here. So when I turn the toothbrush from straight to a 45-degree angle, you can already see how the bristles go right into the spaces between the teeth. And the only thing you have to do now is hold the toothbrush here if it's electric and let it do its job. That means you hold the toothbrush at an angle here, 45 degrees. Then you just wait until the toothbrush vibrates here and removes all the plaque from the spaces between the teeth. You can also feel it on the gum papilla, it tickles a little. You simply notice that something is happening there. And then you move on to the next tooth. And now don't do this, because that will damage your tooth necks. Yes, because now you're scrubbing your tooth necks, so to speak, and with the micro movements of the toothbrush, you're also doing this, which damages your tooth necks. No, you let the toothbrush do its job. That means you hold it at a 45-degree angle, place it here, wait a few seconds, and of course you can move it back and forth a little to massage it in even better. Yes, just imagine it's vibrating here now. Then you move on to the next gap between your teeth and let the toothbrush vibrate again. You can see how wonderfully the bristles go into this space between the teeth. And you just do this systematically and with confidence. And you can imagine if you do this, then the situation you just saw in the photo can't happen at all. Yes, these dental deposits that are left behind are simply gone. And then, of course, it's much easier for you to remove the rest with your interdental cleaning. But even if you happen to forget your interdental cleaning for a day, you will have already removed at least 95 or 99% of the deposits. And above all, you have another advantage. Thanks to this 45-degree angle, the bristles naturally reach a bit under the gum line when you hold them in this position. So precisely those areas that if you brush straight on can never really be cleaned because the bristles have no chance of getting under the gum line. Yes, so that means these hidden tooth surfaces, where the biofilm forms that later leads to periodontitis, can also be removed with this technique. So I'm curious to see how that goes. Write in the comments whether you already knew this or if you already do it. Above all, please give it a try and then comment on whether anything has changed, whether your gums are healthier, whether it feels different, and, well, what you think about it. And if you like it, feel free to share the video, pass it on to your friends and family, and we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, yours, Dr. Reinhard Dittmann.